Good evening and welcome. Let's take a look at our top story this hour. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has resigned amid health concerns. 65-year-old Abe, who has been battling Crohn's disease, said that he found it difficult to continue after he was again diagnosed with the bowel illness in June of this year. This is the second time that the disease has forced Abe to resign as the Prime Minister. Abe, who is Japan's longest-serving Prime Minister, had to step down from his first stint in office in 2007. Concerns over Abe's health grew after the leader visited a hospital twice in a week.
In mind that should succeed your job. You asked about the treatment of my disease, and on top of the drug with the IV, the treatment will continue. So there was a second administration, there was a health checkup, and we started to see the efficacy of the treatment. Yes, I did consider the possibility of continuing the treatment as serving as Prime Minister after June. There will be important personnel decisions to be made in September, and the diet session will be starting. There was no guarantee that my health condition would continue to be better. So that after the completion of the administration of the drug, the treatment could be over, but there's no guarantee. Amid the coronavirus outbreak, we shall not generate any political vacuum. That is why I had no choice but to resign at this particular timing. Last week and this week, I went to the hospital to receive the checkup. So that was the decision I made after the health checkup this week. It was on Monday. Yes, this is still in the middle of the tenure. I have to take those criticisms that may arise. But as I said in the beginning, in the autumn and the winter, there will be an influenza season. We put together the countermeasures for that, and those packages were put together today, and they should be implemented. Now we have more visibility to do that.
Abe was first diagnosed with Crohn's disease when he was still in high school. His condition later improved due to the advancement in medical science and the availability of new drugs. However, it was being said that the stress from the coronavirus pandemic took a toll on Abe's health. Our correspondent Grace Lee joins us live from Tokyo for more on this. Good evening to you, Grace. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has now resigned amid health concerns. What are the latest details you have for us?
Yeah, the Prime Minister will be stepping down due to his chronic illness, ulcerative colitis. It's a condition he's had since middle school, and it's the very same reason he stepped down as Prime Minister in 2007 during his very first term. So now we're here with the Prime Minister stepping down yet again, but now in the middle of a global health crisis, and a lot of critics are saying this is leaving behind a political vacuum that's going to be very hard to fill in the midst of COVID-19. For now, it does seem like potentially the finance minister, who is also the deputy prime minister, will be taking on the day-to-day duties until the LDP party selects its new leader. But of course, there will be a massive scramble to claim Japan's top job. That will be happening behind closed doors. And the LDP party will elect someone who will fill in for the rest of Abe's term, which ends next year.
Right, and Grace, now as you have said, he is stepping down during the midst of a global pandemic. What kind of an impact will this have, and what is the current situation with COVID-19 in Japan?
Well, interestingly enough, the Prime Minister started off his press conference today going about at length talking about the pandemic response for Japan, talking about his regrets and talking about the lives that were lost and how moving forward they want to ensure that Japan's response is upped for the winter, especially seeing that the seasonal flu will be devastating as well. So it does seem like that's at the forefront of his thoughts, and that the Japanese government in all is trying to boost up the response to COVID-19. In the past few weeks, COVID numbers have been rather steady here in Tokyo and across Japan. In more regional areas, we have seen those numbers rising a little bit steadier, and that has been cause for concern. All in all, though, the Japanese public has kind of stopped looking to Prime Minister Shinzo Abe for direction because he's just been so absent in the past few months. He's only held a handful of press conferences. He has not given a lot of explanation for the government's response to COVID-19. And so a lot of the public here have been looking instead to regional leaders, such as Tokyo's governor, Yuriko Koike, for answers regarding COVID-19. So he's already been out of the spotlight for a while, but now with him stepping down completely, it will cause a bit of chaos, but it does leave room for more of the regional leaders, for the governors to step in and make sure that the public is informed.
Right, Grace, thank you very much for that.